In the summer of 2023, Chelsea paid £42.5 million for a kid who'd barely started 10 games for Manchester City, Cole Palmer.
Here's Cole Palmer. Yes! City's boy is Chelsea's man!
A quiet lad from Wythenshawe looked like another expensive gamble from a club known for big mistakes. 12 months later, Palmer had scored 22 goals and grabbed 11 assists in the Premier League. But the real moment? July 14th, 2024, Wembley Stadium, Euro 2024 final, England trailing Spain 1-0. So, how did this skinny winger from the outskirts of Manchester become one of the most exciting players in world football? How did he turn rejection into rocket fuel? And why is everyone now calling him the steal of the decade? This is Cole Palmer's story, from academy dreams that nearly died to the moment he lit up a European final. Cole Jermaine Palmer was born on May 6, 2002, in Wythenshawe, a working-class area on the outskirts of Manchester. It's the kind of place where kids dream of playing at Old Trafford or the Etihad, but few ever make it. At just 8 years old, Palmer joined Manchester City's academy in 2010. The club had just been taken over by Sheikh Mansour, and big changes were coming. While City were spending millions on world-class players, they were also building one of the best youth setups in England. Palmer was different from day one. Quick feet, smart on the ball, and always looking to make something happen. He moved through the age groups fast, catching the eye of coaches at every level. By the time he reached the under-18s, he was City's star man, bagging 20 goals in 32 games and running the show from midfield. The step up to the under-23s came next, and Palmer didn't miss a beat. Playing against men 3 or 4 years older, he still stood out. His performances got people talking, and soon Pep Guardiola was watching from the sidelines. In May 2021, Palmer got his big moment. City were already Premier League champions, and Pep gave him his debut against Everton. At 19, the kid from Wythenshawe was playing alongside Kevin De Bruyne and Riyad Mahrez. But here's the problem with breaking through at City. You're competing with some of the best players in the world. Palmer made 41 appearances over 2 seasons, scoring 6 goals and grabbing 2 assists. Not bad numbers, but like a talent for Palmer, it wasn't enough. He was stuck. Too good for the youth teams, but not quite ready to start ahead of City superstars. Every young player at the Etihad faces this crossroads. Wait your turn or take a risk somewhere else. Palmer was about to make the biggest decision of his career. On September 1st, 2023, deadline day drama was in full swing. Chelsea had bid £42.5 million for Cole Palmer, and Manchester City, they'd said yes. The only problem, Palmer wasn't sure he wanted to go. Initially, I didn't want to leave Man City, Palmer later admitted. I said I'd go on loan and play for a year, so I was ready for first-team football more. For a kid who'd grown up dreaming of City, leaving felt like giving up on the dream. But Mauricio Pochettino had other ideas. The Chelsea boss got on the phone and laid out his vision. Palmer wouldn't just be another squad player, he'd be central to everything Chelsea wanted to do. Regular games, a key role, and a chance to grow without the pressure of fighting with Ballon d'Or winners for a starting spot. The deal got done in the final hours. Palmer signed an 8-year contract, tying him to Stamford Bridge until 2031. It was a massive statement from Chelsea. This wasn't just a signing, it was a bet on the future. But those early moments, they weren't easy. The price tag was huge for a player who'd barely started Premier League games. Chelsea fans, they were asking questions, and even Pochettino had his doubts. Reports later revealed the manager wasn't initially convinced by the signing. Palmer had to learn a new system, new teammates, and handle the pressure of being Chelsea's big-money gamble. His first few games, they showed flashes, pace, skill, smart passing, but nothing spectacular. Then something clicked. His first Chelsea goal came, then his first assist, and suddenly Palmer looked like he belonged. The confidence grew with every game, and by Christmas, he was running the show. The numbers from his first season tell the story. 45 appearances, 25 goals, 15 assists across all competitions. In the Premier League alone, he grabbed 22 goals and 11 assists. Incredible numbers for a debut campaign. To put that into perspective, it was more goal contributions than any Chelsea player had managed in years, better than recent big signings like Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, or Romelu Lukaku ever produced in a single season. The awards followed: Chelsea Player of the Season, Premier League Young Player of the Year, PFA Young Player of the Year. The kid who didn't want to leave City had become Chelsea's most important player. That £42.5 million, it was starting to look like the bargain of the decade. By November 2023, Cole Palmer's form at Chelsea was impossible to ignore. Gareth Southgate had been watching, and when injuries hit the England squad, Palmer got the call that every young English player dreams of. His first cap came on November 17, 2023, at Wembley against Malta. Palmer started on the bench, but when he came off in the second half, you could see he belonged. Calm on the ball, always looking for the killer pass, never fazed by the big stage. England won 2-0, and Palmer had officially arrived. More caps followed through the spring of 2024. Southgate liked what he saw: a player who could unlock tight games, someone different to the usual England options. When the Euro 2024 squad was announced, Palmer was in, from Manchester City's bench to England's 26-man squad in less than a year. But the European Championship, it started the same way his City career had, watching from the sidelines. Southgate stuck with his trusted players through the group stages, and Palmer barely got a look in. The frustration was building again. Then came July 14th, 2024, the final at Wembley. England were 1-0 down to Spain, struggling to create anything meaningful. With 20 minutes left, Southgate made his move. Off came Kobbie Mainoo, on came Cole Palmer. 3 minutes later, Palmer had the ball on the edge of the box. One touch to set himself, a second to curl it past Unai Simon. Goal! England were level in a European Championship final, and Palmer had secured it. Wembley erupted. The kid who'd been warming benches for most of his career had just delivered on the biggest stage in football. It didn't matter that Spain won it 4 minutes later with a scrappy goal. Palmer had shown he could handle the pressure when it mattered most. That moment changed everything for Palmer's England career. He's now got 12 caps and 2 goals, and he's become one of the first names on the team sheet. The player who couldn't get regular minutes 18 months ago is now England's go-to man when they need something special. From academy graduate to Euro 2024 final goalscorer, not many journeys get more dramatic than that. Just a year after that breakthrough season, Chelsea knew they had something special on their hands. In August 2024, they made their biggest statement yet, extending Palmer's contract by 2 more years, tying him to the club until 2033. A 9-year deal worth over £100,000 a week. It was Chelsea's way of saying, this kid is our future. The numbers, they backed it up. Palmer's market value had rocketed from £42.5 million to €120 million on Transfermarkt. That's almost triple what Chelsea paid for him. Suddenly, every big club in Europe was taking notice, but Palmer was locked down tight at Stamford Bridge. The 2024-25 season started with a new manager, Enzo Maresca, replacing Mauricio Pochettino. Different system, different demands, but Palmer adapted like he always does. By Christmas, he'd already hit 15 goals and grabbed 8 assists in the Premier League alone. The numbers were getting scary good. Looking at his total Chelsea record, Palmer's now made 89 appearances, scoring 43 goals and providing 29 assists. For a player who's not even a traditional striker, those are world-class numbers. He's become Chelsea's main man, their go-to player when they need something special. Under Maresca, Palmer's game has gone to another level. The Italian coach has given him more freedom to roam, and Palmer's using every inch of the pitch. 1 minute he's drifting wide as a winger, the next he's playing as a false 9, then dropping deep to create from midfield. That versatility makes him almost impossible to mark. All of that led Chelsea to win the FIFA Club World Cup. His finishing has improved massively too. Those early days of snatching at chances, they're long gone. Now, when Palmer gets a sight of goal, you expect it to hit the back of the net. His penalty record is perfect. Every spot kick finds the corner with ice-cold composure. But he's not just the goals and assists. Palmer's work rate has impressed Maresca. Tracking back, pressing high, leading by example. At 23, he's already showing leadership qualities that mark out the very best players. The big game performances, they keep coming too. Goals against Arsenal, assists against Manchester United, match-winning moments against Tottenham. Palmer doesn't hide when the pressure's on. He steps up. Chelsea fans have seen plenty of expensive signings come and go over the years, but Palmer, he feels different. He's not just producing numbers, he's carrying the team. When Chelsea need a goal, they look to Palmer. When they need creativity, Palmer delivers. That shy kid from Wythenshawe has become one of the most feared attackers in the Premier League. At just 23, Cole Palmer's already achieved more than most players dream of, but this feels like just the beginning. Chelsea's made it crystal clear. Palmer is the centerpiece of everything they're building for the next decade. The club's project, it's simple. Build around Palmer. They've already backed that up with signings like Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Nicholas Jackson, all young players who can grow together. With Champions League football back at Stamford Bridge after a 2-year absence, Palmer now has the stage to show what he can do against Europe's elite. Chelsea aren't just hoping Palmer can help them compete, they're expecting it. The pressure is on, but Palmer shows he thrives when the stakes are highest. Whether it's the Premier League title race or a Champions League knockout tie, he's the player Chelsea will look to for magic moments. For England, the future looks even brighter. The 2026 World Cup in America, it's looming, and Palmer is now one of the first names on the team sheet. With Gareth Southgate gone and Thomas Tuchel now in charge, Palmer has a chance to cement his place as England's main creative force. The competition is fierce. Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka. But Palmer brings something different. That ability to find space, create something from nothing, score the goals that matter most. If England are going to end their long wait for a major trophy, Palmer could be the key. Then there's his market value, currently sitting at €120 million. Some experts reckon Palmer could hit €150 million if he keeps improving. Chelsea's locked him down until 2033, but that hasn't stopped the rumours. Manchester City reportedly prepared a world record €200 million bid to bring him back, though Palmer seems happy where he is. The kid from Wythenshawe, who nearly joined Manchester United as a teenager, who sat on City's bench for 2 years, who didn't want to leave for Chelsea. He's now being talked about as one of the best young players in world football. At 23, Palmer has already proven the doubters wrong. The next chapter? That could be even more special. If you've been inspired by Cole Palmer's incredible journey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing football stories. Because in football, the best tales aren't always about staying loyal to one club. Sometimes they're about having the courage to leave everything behind, betting on yourself when nobody else will.